Let me tell you, there's a lot of actresses on that show, baby, and I was not acting.
Welcome back to Behind the Edit, your go-to podcast for unpacking the actual reality behind reality TV. I'm Lachlan Gurdon.
And I'm Talia Pritchard. And Lachlan, we just finished what I think has been my favourite interview so far this season of MAFS.
I am so happy right now. We spoke with Madeleine, the psychic medium from this year's season. She was the intruder in about 3 episodes, and we just had the most insane, interesting, chaotic chat. It was her first full tell-all interview, so she had a lot to share. She hasn't really done much talking in the media, so she really had a lot to get off her chest, but I am overwhelmed right now.
Yeah, if people have listened to old episodes and when she was on MAFS, we touched on the fact that we did love her so much on the show.
Definitely. We are part of her fan club. We are the presidents of her fan club. And just actually getting to chat with her, I think it was so interesting just hearing what we didn't get to see, what was edited, why she went on the show, and also why she wasn't at the reunion. That's a big question everyone had.
Yes, she cleared up some rumors and some reports that have been floating around. And there was also a very weird interruption in this interview that I still can't wrap my head around in the middle of our chat with her.
While we were speaking with her, we got a psychic download from her spirits or from our spirits. Something happened. Now, we are not actors. I mean, I don't know if Madeleine had something to do with this or whatever, but we are fully convinced that we had a spirit guide interrupt our chat. It is wild, and you're just going to have to watch and see it to believe it.
We've included the whole thing in this episode so everyone can listen, look, see what happens. You will see us in total shock.
I cannot get over it, but let's just jump straight into our chat with Madeleine.
Madeleine, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to chat with you. You had a very brief time on MAFS, but it was very memorable as well.
Thank you. Yes, very brief, very memorable, very polarizing, but you know, that's MAFS, baby, that's MAFS.
How are you feeling post your whole MAFS filming experience? Did you watch back on many of your episodes, or were you just like, I don't even want any part of this?
Well, it was funny. I looked at the promos and I went, oh no, the editing has begun already. But I kind of said to myself, you know what, I'm not going to watch this. And then I saw a little bit online. I'm like, you know what, who cares? Let's just watch it. I usually don't watch the stuff I do anyway, but because this was me this time, I went, you know what, let's just give it a go. But yeah, it was interesting for sure. Definitely a betrayal. One that is obviously a little kooky and strange. So interesting, yeah.
If we go back to the start, did you apply for MAFS or were you approached?
I did not apply. There's a lot online and a lot of articles coming out that I applied. It's weird. No, I was actually applying for a different production based on a creative pursuit that I was working on, and I was actually talking about my own show. I was like hopefully working on my own show at some point, and then they thought, you know what, you'd actually be great for Married at First Sight, based around something I'd said to one of the execs, and then they thought I'd be a great fit for that. However, I did not feel that way, and I was not. But that's it. Yeah,
there was a bit of speculation from people that you kind of just came in to create a bit of chaos, make a bit of a stir as maybe an actress because of your acting past, I guess. What do you have to say to those rumors about people thinking you were planted by production to be on the show?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain that, but I mean, what is a production plant? Like, is it a production plant that's going to do whatever the producers want you to do in order to create drama? Because I am not that person. If anything, it's like when it's me and my name towards a project, like on a project, I believe it should be people's own values and beliefs. So yeah, I would never sign up for that. No. But let me tell you, there's a lot of actresses on that show, baby, and I was not acting. So despite what everyone says, right? Like, look, they should be paid a lot more for what they're doing on that kind of in that arena. Let's just say that.
Had you watched MAFS before? Like, did you fully know what you were kind of getting yourself into?
No, I'd never watched it prior to. If I'd watched it, I wouldn't have done it. Because I didn't understand the rules. Like, I'm not lying. I didn't understand that you had to stay if they said leave. like, sorry, if you said leave, you had to stay if they said stay. Like, it was just, I was like, what? They can drag you through this? This is bizarre. So I kind of went in really blind, but yeah, I mean, I think I should have been across it more. I'm a really smart person. I should have just invested in the research about the show too, because I'm quite passionate about speaking about actually what it is now, really, just from a production point of view. But yeah.
That kind of leads us in to talking about that more too, I guess. You did write leave after your first week there, and then we didn't get to see a final scene with you because normally couples do stay if someone else writes stay, and Ash had written stay. Did they want you to film a final scene to explain your ending, or were you just like, I'm done, get me out of here?
Yeah, so it was actually from the very beginning. I'd said to production, from day one, I thought it was a stitch up. I was not happy. I thought that they were definitely people that had made me feel like I was a part of the rebrand, which was, perfect matches, like matches that people actually could fall into and explore in a really healthy way, not these opposites attract and that kind of, typical math thing, apparently. So I kind of signed up for that. I didn't necessarily want someone that had completely opposite values to me. And when I rocked up and that was it, I let everyone know really, really strongly from the get-go, like, I don't feel like this is right for me. I don't feel like I belong here, and I don't feel like I want to play the game of maths, because it is a game. It's the fame game. And if you are hungry for fame, baby, you'll excel, and I just don't care about that. I care about telling the truth despite what people think. I care about being authentic. And it was the opposite. So yeah, by the time I wrote leave, like, I knew from day one that was going to be my decision, to be real, just because of the production. And also I didn't really feel any sort of connection with him at all. So yeah.
Are there any scenes you want to talk about that came across on TV very differently to how it happened in real life for you?
Look, the cow scene is obviously like infamous now, but I mean, there was just it's not about how it came across. It's like just the context removed from most scenes is just like appalling, really, because, now it's like for someone.
Oh, we just lost the sound for a second.
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear us, but we just can't hear you at the moment. I don't know if anything's changed, but it just cut out while you were talking. We can hear like a muffle, like maybe, I don't know what happened though. What changed? No.
No. But you can hear us. Oh.
Well, as soon as you put it in reverse, that voice came on. But now that you've turned the car off.
What?
What?
Is there like another video?
We can hear like a video playing or something. Can you hear something? There's no one else.
Yeah, you just turn the car off and that all.
Did you want to call her on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear us now?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wait, did you hear like muffled like a couple talking?
No. Oh my God, is this spirit? Honestly, I'm gonna die.
It literally, while you were talking, your
was-
voice cut out, and then it sounded like we could hear
People talking about a car?
people talking about a car, or it's like the program's cut out, like it was a completely unrelated conversation, but we couldn't hear you, you couldn't hear us, and then this random.
This is probably, yeah, it was about a car, because last night I told my friends I'm getting a car, and it was unrelated. Is this probably spirit? It's probably, this happens to me all the time, but yes, okay. Include that in the show, huh?
That is wild.
This happens all the time. It's funny. Sorry. Do you want me to do a blessing on this place? Holy shit, guys, please.
Do we need to bless this interview? Like,
Maybe we do.
Wow. That was, okay, wow.
Spirit always comes in audio-wise. I don't know whether you have much exposure to this stuff, but yeah, anyway.
We'll get into all of that, but that's like never happened. We've done a few Zoom interviews and nothing like that has happened before. So that is wild.
I can't even remember what we had just asked.
We were just talking about the cow scene. I mean, if we want to keep going with that, you had just started talking and then it cut you off. But I'm shocked. Okay, wow.
Yeah, did you want to talk about the context being removed from the cow scene?
Yeah, so the cow scene, the cow scene is just a lot of context removed. Look, I've been a vegan vegetarian for like, on and off for over 6-7 years. So that was also a conversation that I'd had in the car the day prior to that scene taking place with Ash and the producer. So we were driving down Slaughterhouse Road and it came up because obviously we're talking about abattoirs and diet and all that stuff. And at the time I was on medication for my skin and I needed like healing happening really quickly. So I was eating meat, not red meat, but meat. And so it was a topic of conversation that kind of had me also really aware that I was about to be like with nature, with cows, with that kind of thing. And that connection probably would come back up again. Yeah, so when we had dinner and there was just like a big slab of meat that came out, no potatoes, no nothing on the side. It was just huge, like it was just evident. It was like a pig on a spit. And for me, that was, I mean, my sister's been an animal activist for a long time as well. So this is in my family. It's important to me. So yeah, it's one of those things where I kind of had a lot of shame, like the next day going into that scene. Not only did I just do a Voxy before, that was completely unrelated to the cows, but it was about a relationship that already had me extremely emotional. I go into the paddock crying because of that particular Voxy. And then it just so happens that that Voxy was about guilt, about shame, about this relationship. And then when I see the cows after what I did the night before, it's kind of feeding into that idea. It's kind of feeding into that guilt and shame that I feel in the Voxy prior. And then it's like coming out with the cows as well. So for me, I was like watching that back, I'm like, oh my God, this seems so, full on. But when you're unearthing so much about love and about like what you desire and about what you've done in the past that may or may not be, a good choice or whatever, it's like, yeah, I think all of that plays into such stupid things like that, on Married at First Sight. It's just, they're going to market it as, I guess, funny or weird or because I'm a medium, but yeah, it was actually a lot deeper to me. And I mean, look, I will say this, there's a Voxy in between where I go, and I like explode. I'm like, I'm fucking annoying. Which was completely unrelated to cows. It was about the relationship, once again, in the Voxy prior. So it had nothing to do with me, upset that I was, eating meat. It was an explosion of just like they're pushing on a relationship topic that I don't want to go into. And I'm aware that I'm really emotional that day. And I'm aware what it will look like on camera. So that's why I'm saying I'm just so annoying because I can't stop crying about this other topic. So yeah, it's there's a lot that goes into it. People just think I'm just about crazy, but that too, but also not.
In terms of like a TV entertainment perspective though, like Talia and I have been watching MAFS and covering MAFS for years, and obviously we hope that people listening to this understand there's more context to these scenes and editing comes into play. But for us, we watched the honeymoon with the cows and with the dead ball, and that is peak entertainment. Like that was the highlight of the season to me,
100%.
being like, this is so entertaining. Are you able to then detach that was you, that was edited, and just be like, damn, I put on a good performance, like I was an iconic moment in the show? Or do you hold resentment for it being edited?
Well, no, because those moments I feel like were accurate. I don't feel like they were highly edited. The cow scene was, yes, context removed and stuff, but the dead ball, I'm proud of that shit. And I don't care what anyone says. I know I'm accurate, baby. And this guy's lied in the media, from there. Like, if I ask you, right, if it's a dead ball, because no one I know has been to a dead ball, right? And then you say it's a formal 3 or 4 months later, there's something wrong there, right? If he tells me that he may or may not have gotten into a fight because of a concussion and he can't remember the dead bull experience off camera, then I'm going to say, you know what? I'm pretty sure I'm right. So there's there's things there that I go, I know I'm on the money. And it's like I was also guided to realize this guy who I was with was not healthy for me at all on that show, because he was always going to lie and save face. So that's also why I decided to leave. But yeah, I mean, look, Icon, get me on camera doing what I do in a show that isn't highly edited. It would be amazing, because people would understand it's like an amazing gift, and it's fun, it's cool, and it really helps people connect, because I know things about others. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it did me justice, but I think it was entertaining. Yeah. You know, the music, the suspenseful music had me. I was like, whoa, this is stupid and funny. But yeah.
Did you have any other psychic moments that were filmed but weren't shown on the show?
Yeah. I mean, look, they made me look inaccurate. They made me look, I predicted he had 3 sisters. I predicted he had an A name. I predicted he was Italian. All prior to, I predicted that he was very serious, very reserved. They didn't put any of that in because, I mean, the character of a psychic is also fun to play around with in terms of how dumb she is. Because he was so reserved as well, I knew that I'd be like, in terms of comedy and in terms of entertainment and TV, it's like the straight man, funny man kind of thing. I knew that I was going to be the funny man, and I was going to be a caricature because of that, which I also didn't like. So I was like, yeah, not for me. But yeah, not these other psychic moments. I kind of was a little, I did say to myself, I am not here to be a medium for this guy, and I'm not here to be a medium for others. If spirit come through and communicate, I always deliver messages. However, like, I was not there to be, you know, a full-time medium on the show. I was there to find a relationship, and I don't think that was really prioritized, to be honest. I think I was there more for entertainment's sake. So yeah.
If we talk about the reunion that aired recently, we obviously didn't see you, which Talia and I were disappointed that you weren't there. Can you explain why you weren't at the reunion?
Yeah, by then I was like, you know, I'd had multiple conversations with the higher ups around certain things that I wasn't happy with. And I feel, because I've done shows before, there was just a couple of things I felt really strongly about in terms of all of the cast, in terms of like being a voice for all of the cast members. And so I felt really strongly about certain things. And if they didn't want to come to the party on those things, I was going to say, I'm not available and I'm not willing to do it. And they weren't willing to come to the party. And I went, okay, cool, that's fine. I am a strong believer in like standing up for yourself when it comes to certain boundaries. And I would suggest everyone do that on Married at First Sight, because otherwise they'll take you for a ride. But that's why I wasn't there. It wasn't because I hated the show. It wasn't because I hated everyone else. It wasn't because of anyone, really, especially him. I did want to show up, and I did want to kind of round it out, but under certain things that made me feel like I was doing the right thing by myself and others in that environment.
There was one rumor that you weren't invited at all, but you can confirm that you did receive the invitation.
I did receive the invitation, yes. Yes, but I'm sure they were very happy to have me not there. And they were very happy to have me not there because I have a big mouth and I am a big personality, and I have a lot to say about the process around things. So, yeah.
Is there anything you want fans of MAFS to keep in mind then about the process and about production when they're watching the show?
I'd say, look, as like an overall, like when well, there's 2 things. If you're applying for the show, I'm going to be really honest, you have to be somebody that is willing to play their game, and you have to be willing to know the market, audience, not say anything that is going to get you in trouble, you know, in terms of, I don't know, having an opinion that's like not necessarily like gonna be marketed well, I guess. Like, you have to really play the fame game with MAFS, otherwise you will get screwed over. The males applying for that show, I'd say don't. It does not help you right now. It doesn't. Like, it's a female driven audience. There's 2 female producers at the helm of that show, so it's like, be very wary, be very smart with your communication always. Yeah, and I mean, for watching it, I'd say to the people who are watching MAFS, it's like, it's a TV program, and they are getting programmed by, ideas, beliefs, morals, values, but coming from this, like the view of two women. And because that's the target audience, you know, women really. And yeah, I think that there's something in that, because I don't really want to watch a show that validates the audience all the time. I like shows that challenge people and evolve, like help people evolve in a healthy way. So yeah, be wary of what you ingest.
For sure.
What's your relationship like then with the rest of the cast now? Is there communication at all?
No, but the thing, it's hard to explain. I'm really excited to meet them all one day. It's been one of those things where I feel really sad because I haven't had the time, but they had the opportunity really to get to know them on a deep level. But I'm sure that day will come. I'm really excited to meet a few of them. A few of them seem absolutely divine. I just felt them as well. Like at the dinner party, Stephen was just so honest and raw and just did not care about, and this is my opinion, but did not care about the fame thing. And I really respected that. So yeah, I loved watching his progression too. But yeah, I mean, hopefully one day.
We were just chatting with Richard earlier, actually, and he said that he told you that Ash had been saying negative things about you. Yeah. So was he like, did anyone else ever come to you and like give you any advice or any tips? Or was Richard one of the only people that kind of spoke up?
You know, Richard is so beautiful. I was actually, you know, in the scene where it's like I'm having a psychic download. They made it look like that. And it's funny. I was actually having heat stroke. It wasn't like disassociating. Yeah, I was actually just like, oh my God, I'm dying. Someone fetching me water. Yeah, and I don't call them psychic downloads. That was one thing that they put in my backstory. That was Frankenbitten to make it look like I'd had like this, I always had them or something. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a character. She's a character. But Richard, yeah, I had said at my wedding, I can hear unkind things being said about me. And that's what the producer asked me, you know, I'm getting downloads, whatever. Yeah, I'm like, I can hear unkind things being said about me on Ash's behalf. And this is at the wedding. Anyway, the dinner party, yes. I had never said a bad word about him ever to anybody. And apparently he was slagging me off, as he has been doing as well, but slagging me off to everyone at the dinner party. And Richard, at the commitment ceremony, really stood up for me. He was so strong and beautiful, and I was so grateful to have him. He's such a beautiful person. Yeah.
With your experience being an actress and you've been on various different shows, do you think that helped you in this MAFS experience at all, or was that more of a hindrance?
It helped me realize who I was. It helped me realize I love people who are all collaborating to create something beautiful together. Because I'm used to working with producers, with directors, in order to give them what they want so we can all achieve an amazing goal. Whereas MAFS, I felt like it's like you are working, like they're on their own team, producers and all that, you know, and you are just on the opposite. Like it's like they are utilizing you for their own benefit. And I was not really used to that. I love helping, I love collaborating. So I think it helped me because, yeah, it just made me so grateful for my experiences on Home and Away and all these beautiful productions I've done with like Upper Middle Bogan. Like, it just made me go, oh my God, I've worked with the most amazing crew and cast, and it was just such a beautiful time. So yeah, I think, you know, the silver lining is that we find out who we are really quickly. And I'm so grateful for the experience with MAFS just because of that, really.
Could we see you acting again? Could we see you back in Summer Bay, or is that chapter fully closed?
Can I just tell you, that was honestly one of the best jobs I've ever done. It taught me so much, and it's one of those things. I never say no to anything. I just think, what is, you know, whatever it will be, will be.
And what do you have planned next, I guess? Now that the MAFS journey is over, you've survived, is there anything you want to do with your abilities? You were talking earlier about a show or an idea you had. Is that something intertwined with your psychic abilities that you would love to see happen?
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. I'm obviously rewriting because, you know, never in a million years did I think that I would be so like hated for being an actor and for being a medium, really. But you know, I just leverage all that hate. I take all that hate and I make it into art. I love it. You have to go, you know, people underestimate you. The more that people underestimate me, the better. Because then I can come back and be like, you know what? It's good. We love it. So yeah, I'm working on a lot of stuff right now, so that'll be good. Yeah.
Amazing.
Have you dated again post MAFS, or has the show made it more difficult to find love?
No, see, yeah, no, I have not dated since MAFS, and I don't see me ever putting myself out there. And that's why I did MAFS. I'm not lying. It's like I didn't put myself out there in that way ever. I like no dating apps, no nothing. And I thought this would be a fun opportunity to have it come into my life, perhaps in a really bizarre way. Like I just thought it was kind of fitting because I didn't really apply for the show. It was like love was kind of, I don't know, I was putting myself out there. And that's also why I'm sad, because I was genuine. Like I was actually trying to, I don't know, put myself in that space to find someone. So yeah, it's sad, but it's right. We'll get over it. We'll be fine soon.
I reckon Bachelorette would be pretty entertaining, to be honest.
I will absolutely. Look, my girlfriend did it. My beautiful friend. She's so gorgeous.
Of course,
Sammy
yeah.
Yeah, Sam Frost.
Did she have any advice for you going into reality TV? Did you chat with Sam about it?
No, well, the thing is, she's been so beautifully busy with her family and everything like that. And I obviously kept everything on the DL, and it was just so quick as well. But she reached out to me afterwards and just said, I hope everything's okay, like with the, reality TV aspect of everything. And she's been so beautiful. She's such a gorgeous human being and always has everyone's best interests at heart. And yeah, so maybe Bachelorette. I have to get her advice on that one for sure if it ever came into my life. But yeah.
Is there anything else you kind of wanted to touch on that you want anyone to know while we have you here?
Can I just say, whoever contributes to that show, I feel like I just hope the audience have so much respect and like love for them, because they're literally letting people into their lives no matter what, no matter what their intention was for the show, whether they want a podcast, whether they want this, whether they want that, whether they want real love. It's like they have opened up their soul and their being so that you guys are entertained. And I just think it's such a privilege to do that. So I don't know. I think, just be kind. Just be kind always to everyone. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it so much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. And your podcast is the best. I love this stuff because it's so helpful for everyone, cast, the audience, everything. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for following along with us this season. We're going to go on a quick break, but come back to you with plenty more tea.
Lachlan gets to go on a holiday. I don't. So leave a really nice review for this final episode for a while.
Make sure to follow us on all our socials and join our exclusive Facebook group for all the updates.
And we'll see you soon.
Behind the Edit is brought to you by Yahoo Australia, hosted by Lachlan Gurdon and Talia Pritchard. Produced by Katie Brown. Social production by Alexa Tubatini. Yahoo Australia would like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional owners of the land on which this podcast was recorded, and pay our respects to elders past and present.